start by making our liquid mixture. We're going to start with 4 cups of milk, 2 cups of cream, 12 sprigs of fresh thyme, 1 medium shallot, 1 medium onion quartered, and 4 cloves of garlic crushed, peppercorns, about 2 tablespoons, about a tablespoon of salt, and about a 1/4 tablespoon of fresh ground nutmeg. So you're going to bring that to a boil, remove it from the heat, cover it, and let it sit for 1 hour. You're steeping all of the different ingredients into the milk and the cream, which we're going to use later. While we're waiting for that to boil, we're going to make our rub for our pork rack. So we're dealing with about a 6.5 pound rack of pork that we're going to grill, and we're going to need enough rub, and it's a really mild rub. There's only 3 ingredients. We're going to start with kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper. Give that a little mix, and that'll be what goes on the rack of pork. So again, that's a boil, and that's an overboil. So what we're going to do is get that rubbed in there. Dump that there. Make sure that we get the ends, and our pork rack is ready to go on the grill. Low and slow, like 225. I'll probably get it to about 300. So we get to an internal temperature of 135. So we'll be using our grill thermometer and our meat thermometer, our portable meat thermometer for this, and that's what we're going to do. Alright guys, so your next step, you take your milk that's been steeping and get a strainer, and literally you're going to strain all the solids out of the milk. While this is going on, you're preheating your oven to 300 degrees. So we've got all the liquids out. About 1/8 of an inch thick, directly into the milk. Now you're going to give that a stir, making sure that all of the potatoes get some of that steeped milk on them. Perfect. Our Gruyere and our Parmesan, what we're going to do is combine them. We're going to have to take half of this and save it. You're going to take your baking dish, some room temperature butter, and a paper towel. Now it's pretty much going to do in this butter, but you've got to grease the whole pan. Get those corners really well. So the potatoes come out of the milk and into the pan in layers. You're going to sprinkle that with some cheese. And you're going to repeat this, potatoes and cheese, until you've used all of the potatoes. Now, you take the remaining milk and pour it over. Remember now, you left the top layer without cheese. This goes into a 300 degree oven for 1.5 hours. You take your temperature probe and go into the thickest part of this roast without hitting bone, right in the middle. You're going to set your temperature for 135. Put the other end of the probe into the thermometer, and you can see our roast is currently at 43 degrees. So we're going to put it on a grill at about 300, just like it sits, indirect heat, until this reads 135. So you can see here that we've got this elevated rack on these bricks here, just to keep it off the heat a little bit more. We're gonna push it all the way back. And right now I have just this end burner on as low as it'll go. "90 minutes has gone by. So now what we do, we take our remaining cheese, we sprinkle it on top. Switch our oven to broil. Keeping an eye on it, watching for that cheese to melt and turn golden brown delicious. And that is what you end up with. You can see that they're done. That goes right through the potatoes without issue. Now you let it rest for 30 minutes. So we're at 103 degrees with a target of 135. Got a little bit ways to go.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So we're at 132 degrees and I have discovered that we actually ran out of gas. So 132, we were trying to get to 135. It'll still keep going for a few more minutes and probably get to 135. So I think we're good here. So we're gonna pull this off and head to the kitchen. So we've got it in the kitchen. We've pulled the probe out. Now we gotta let it rest. Just tent it and we let it rest for 30 minutes. The last thing to do is to flash cook the green beans. Once that water comes to a boil, green beans go in, come out in 5 minutes, and dinner is served. So our salted water, put our green beans in. Let's go for about 5 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes, cut it off, drain the water, and we serve.
Henry.
So the green beans just cooked through, still got a crunch to them. Pork cooked perfectly. The outside's got great flavor, super tender, still juicy. And the potatoes still got that cheese on them. They're really creamy, cooked all the way through, nice and tender. All right guys, make sure you click on that subscribe button and that bell notification so you know when the next Little Kitchen Big Food video is coming out. Guys, this was super simple, little time consuming, but you can, if you make especially the potatoes, when you make the potatoes, understand that steeping of the milk takes time, but it's well worth it. All of this, just a little bit of effort, and you too can have awesome food like this for dinner. We'll see you guys next week.